First off, you're a troll for videotaping all these. I thought this was just going to be, oh, Nick gets to answer this really cute, and you write it down, and you get to compare and contrast side by side. No, it's fucking live, so cheers. Hope you're all getting shit-faced. So when did Katie and I first meet? So physically, we met on the 4th floor of BlackRock when Christina Charavalli brought Katie over to the training floor to just see it go around. Now, I had known of Katie before that because of Hinge. I had seen her account. I had swiped right. I was like, Dartmouth and BlackRock, how have we not met yet? No response. She alleges she never saw me. However, when this cute girl comes up to my floor that I recognize from this application, I beelined to the water cooler to basically have a reason to talk to her, upon which Christina introduced her, and then Katie said, "You're Nick Giametti," which meant I had either bombed on my opener or I had a terrible reputation. So that was the first time we met. Our first kiss was outside of Palmer's after our first date.
When did you first know that you loved Katie?
Okay, when I first knew versus when I first said are two different things here. But so when I first knew was probably when I took Katie for her birthday to Treebones. And it was like the middle of winter. Birthday's in February. It was very cold. And it had the entire highway one to get down to Big Sur was completely washed out, eroded. So we had to take this back road, Nacimiento, Ferguson, through a military base, winding. Of course, Katie is like fighting off motion sickness on the side to like pretend that she's happy to be here. But we leave to get back to work because we had done this midweek at like 5 a.m. in the morning. And it is pitch black out, and there's like insane wind, and there's like a landslide on this road. And Katie jumps out of the car without even saying anything, like picks up the road, like the stones in the road to clear path for us to get to work. We drive to work. I have like an almost fainting fit after like 3 hours of driving. And Katie is just like, all right, this is how it's going to be. I'm with it. I'm here for the adventure. And I think the acceptance of Nick, who he is in this corporeal form, and also the adventures that she wants to go on, I was like, damn, this girl is amazing. I love her. So I'm not sure if she meant it when she said it, but she said, I love you, like almost like a How I Met Your Mother early. And for those who don't know that reference, that's like the first episode, the guy says he loves you on the first date. Wasn't that quite that early. But Katie was at my apartment, and she'd seen my wardrobe, and I was well, known in BlackRock for having some very flamboyant suits. And so when she's like, "Where's that suit from?" I was like, "Bonobos." And then she's like, "Where's that one from?" I was like, "Bonobos." And she just said, like she was like laughing after like 30 more of these, "Bonobos, bonobos." She said, like, "Oh my God, I love you." And then she immediately had this like deer in headlight look on her eyes, being like, shit, I just said that out loud. I was like, you can't take that back. But it was only like 2 or 3 weeks of us dating. So I was like, okay, it is early. So then our code name for it being too early to say I love you, but still having that sentiment, was the word bonobos. And to this day, Katie has cards that are bonobos on them because she bought like 40 of them because Katie's very enterprising. And so now our like secret love code word is bonobos. It wouldn't be the Borat Mankini, nor would it be the fur jockstrap, which actually was eaten by moths. Rest in peace. The Duke lives on in memory forever. It would probably be the fact that I wear these pink sweat shorts from Scotch and Soda that I was actually wearing when Liv got here to take this. I wear them a lot because they're very comfortable and they're sweat gang, sweat life chic. But I think I wear them so much that Katie thinks I probably need a wardrobe refresh on those. So probably those. Or the blueberry suit that I wore at BlackRock, which I actually think I did give away to charity. Ask her about it. Have you ever seen the blue screen of death on a computer, like when a Mac or Windows, I think it's Windows, just like has a runtime error and the entire screen shuts off and it's just blank and there's like a little frowny face? There wasn't a frowny face, but there was definitely like the runtime error of Katie just like completely shut off. So there wasn't so much as things said as a complete like, oh shit, it is actually happening now. After Nick had the subterfuge of convincing her that it was going to be in July in Vermont and not as her friends were like, it is obviously going to be on Lake Como, which I then told them, being like, stop it is on Lake Como. Don't give away the secret. So it was yes, but then also, can you repeat what you just said? Because she completely blacked out the whole speech that I had given her. The Randolph family has not heard of the term relaxation. To spend time with the Randolph family involves sitting in a room, maybe with wine or cheese if you're lucky, without any television or noise or stimulus, reading, and maybe if you read something interesting, grunt. Unless you're talking about the traffic system of the town of Larchmont, which Katie's mother will be able to tell you basically book volumes worth on that. So the concept of relaxation or sitting on a couch and chilling is something that is not necessarily native to Catherine's bloodline or genealogy, or however you want to phrase it. So when Katie comes home from work or is on a call and she sees me on the couch, it just doesn't compute. So I think there's a level of just confusion or distaste for just couch time and chill. And I'm teaching her to appreciate it.
I think you're doing like a pretty good job right now, you know?
Chicken parm. And that's actually a food that Katie can cook and has cooked with my brother-in-law as well. It's been like the Katie approved meals, Katie safe meal. It's a mix of sweet and savory, high protein, but enough fat as well, and a little bit of carbs. It's balanced macro, micronutrients. Tomatoes are fruit that got vitamin C. You wouldn't die of scurvy. It's a balanced meal.
Perfect.
I think this is from observed behavior where Katie will either stress eat or her stress mode is to not eat or to be just like to nibble or whatever is like available in the fridge. So that could be like an assortment of like ham or like deli meats that are left over and probably like 1 week past expiration date. I think the actual answer is probably some type of breakfast smoothie, which again is whatever like probably questionably beyond ripeness banana, or maybe one of the raspberries has mold but the rest are okay. She would live off that. Me or Katie?
Yeah.
Ooh. Katie would say her, but I would say me. Because I've probably had more life or death emergencies than she's been through, as a serious answer. I would say she is probably the more rational thinker in general, but under stress, I've seen her make emotion or stress-induced decisions. Whereas I think if there's actually shit going down, I can clutch up.
Clutch up.
Katie's sister's earmuffs, eyes closed, whatever, hands and fingers and ears. Probably me, I would say. Short answer. No more than that. Let the record say that I had to refill my wine glass to answer this one. What's sexiest about Katie? I mean, are we talking physically? Or what are we?
But yeah, physically. Yeah.
I mean, Katie works hard for that body. She does her Aloe Moves ab class or whatever every day. She's got, that hard body physique.
Hard body physique.
For whatever reason it is, I'll just be minding my own business, standing around, and she'll just come up to me and just go, tap.
What?
I'll be wearing, it's kind of like the gray sweatpants thing, where I'll just, out of your out of the blue, just go tap and ask Katie to explain that. I would say adventuring. Anything that involves me putting on my dorky canvas bucket hat is probably my favorite thing to do, but that translates into probably going either North Bay or South Bay, hiking a Mount Tam, like enough caloric burn to justify going to the junction and eating our faces off on pizza, and me having a food scarcity mindset, over ordering pizza, convincing Katie that we should do that, and then not actually eating enough of it, and then having her be frustrated when we don't eat the leftovers. But before that, really just going out, exploring, seeing the world, exerting our bodies, having kind of intake of greenery and nature to get out of our kind of stress shells that often involve being indoors or being around work. So that escape, adventuring together. Not fucking Oman. But damn it, if that's what Katie wants and that makes her happy, then we'll figure out a way to make that work. I would say 2 with the flex of 3 if 2 doesn't kill us. Probably 2. I mean, there are a lot of things I love about Katie, but I think the most uniquely Katie thing is just an innate sense of, I don't want to say like justice, but it's more than just like having a good heart. It's like genuinely wanting to help other people and having that be a default to the point of like it actually going out of her way. It might not even benefit her. And I think it's probably like a bit of a flaw and the thing I love most about her. And I think the things we ultimately love the most about our partners are the things that are imperfect. But things like, a person she just met the day before is having extreme GI distress from dubious food we had served at a wedding. Sorry, Hannah, if you're here. We all got fucking the runs after that meal. But so going and helping along with saltines and Gatorade with a guy, again, she'd met like a day before, even, when that meant going out of her own way and kind of ruining a day of adventuring for us in Mexico City. That's just her default mode. And I don't know many people that genuinely care as much about others on just on a base default level than Katie. And I think that inspires me to be more altruistic and just a better person every day. So I love that about her. My extreme organizational abilities. No, fuck no. Spontaneity. I think there is a lightness and spontaneity that I probably contribute to the relationship, whereas Katie is very logistics and she's definitely the default COO. I might be like the chief innovation officer, which doesn't always have the most well thought out plans. Give me, an hour and I can plan us a day on the fly. And that's something that I think comes naturally to me that, maybe is not as fluent for Katie. And so bringing levity, making things, finding humor in small things. She probably loves my dad puns way more than she'll ever admit. I know there's only one thing, so I'll go back to the spontaneity and adventurousness. I think when I said, the thing that I love most about Katie and the kindness that she imbues, like there's a scene at the end of the movie of It's a Wonderful Life, where, and Katie, you have to fucking watch this movie, I've told you a million times, where the main character kind of falls on hard times, and the community, the last scene of the movie is the entire community that this guy has been kind to and given his whole life towards, even if it is, literally bankrupted him, monetarily. They come back and support him and spiritually kind of rebuild this person. And I think when you're around Katie, the kindness that she has, it's magnetic. I mean, people will remember the kind actions that she's done to them. And I think the community that she naturally builds, the friendships that she doesn't just have transactionally, that she genuinely puts her life into, I think that makes a wonderful life. And I hope to add equally to those friendships. I hope to build a community, to build a family, to build, these relationships that span a lifetime. And I think, I'm already living that. And so if it's only going to get better from now, I mean, what's not to look forward to?